right, there you go.
Here we are. It's as usual for me, James, neat and clean, not a bit of anywhere to be seen. Anyway, life passes me by here, but I have a good time. This is a nice place to work, son. Maybe I should start working.
Why don't you walk around and show them, introduce them to different parts of the shop and people.
Yeah, we're gonna take the tour.
Yeah.
I know where the men's room is.
All right. We're not going in there.
Oh. This is a 1964 Nemesis.
The car that doesn't want to leave.
Yes, and it's not my personality at all. Spill it, and oh God, I gotta sandblast these too. We are currently involved with a stubborn old Volkswagen. My fearless leader doesn't like Volkswagens because you can't make much profit on antifreeze. But we'll get her going. Besides, it's a good dumping place for all the parts.
I just don't like my recent experience with Volkswagens, that's all.
Well, I think it was a question of probably not doing business with the right thieves of people. Of course, you haven't called Dietmar yet, so you can't appreciate the Volkswagen experience.
So let's take a walk.
Let's take a walk. The first thing that impressed me when I came over here was, my God, it's an airport. You could land planes in here. It's huge. And lots of nice people work here. I'm an exception to that, but the tall guy, that's Chris. The guy with the ponytail is Big Al. And the lovely young lady over there is just nice to have here. That's Jamie. This is for my son. He was called Jamie for years.
We're all nice to have.
Oh, I say, this is a Jaguar. This is the first English terror weapon. Now think about this. The colonials stomped on the world's greatest power, threw them out, okay? Then they came back in 1812 and they got hammered again by a bunch of nobodies. Then the First World War came and we had to bail them out again. So the English went back to their drawing rooms with their brandy and they said, how can we put them in their place? They came up with the Jaguar. Suicide rate was up in this country. People in mental institutions trying to get the Jaguar to work. I love them, but they can be a problem. And James, you probably know what this is. I don't know what it is, but it looks mean. And it flies in the face of the old axiom, if it won't go, chrome it. I suspect this goes. And what I have not been able to fathom yet is a 102 millimeter throttle plate. That's big. That's really big. problem is you can't get all the way because it hits here.
Little design flaw.
Huh?
A slight design flaw.
In this, do you think it matters?
Probably not.
God. I don't know if this is all aluminum or just some fancy die cast. This is more my speed. This is a post-Second World War Jeep. And it was built supposedly after the original Jeep, but it has several big improvements. It's too heavy, and I think when they went this hood shape, they got a little out of control. Tires are too big for it. They're the right tread, but they're too big for it.
Well, we finally have the engine block for it.
Pardon?
We finally have the engine block
Get
for
there.
it.
I didn't want to interrupt the professor.
The professor.
This is Sergeant Joshua. Huh? Joshua is the best mechanic we have here. But what's your rank now, Sergeant?
Oh, it's a corporal.
Corporal what?
Corporal Pika.
Oh, God. I thought you got a...
No, not yet, but soon.
Up to Master Sergeant?
Yeah.
Skip a few grades? The other thing that's outstanding about this place is that it has lifts that work, a pit that functions, and everybody has a bigger toolbox than I ever saw in my life. Most of them, they have to get a CDL to move the toolbox.
Let's go up to the body shop.
Yes. Now this is for some sort of disciplinary thing, but I don't want to dwell on it.
Oh, here we go.
James, you gotta respect the parts washer that has a windshield wiper. How it works, I have no knowledge, but it works exquisitely well. The air is better up here because of the altitude. I can't even address this place. It's just, our house isn't as big as the spray booth. And this is characteristic of most BMWs. They're like Subarus, they're still on the road. A record will be by soon. Yes. Now I get this one.
What? I'm not even gonna ask.
Huh?
I'm not even gonna ask why he's following you around with the camera.
I work.
Could we get somebody a little bit prettier? You know, if we were gonna give us shop tours? I'm not saying you're not pretty, I'm just saying.
No, you're a mechanic. So,
Body man. You can tell.
You're not a brain surgeon, I can tell.
Well, you can tell that I'm a body man by the slip-on shoes. Yeah. I'm not smart enough to tie it.
We gotta go look at the truck.
Yeah.
The truck. The equipment you have here is beyond belief. I don't see your drill press. Do you have one? Here?
Drill press is in the machine shop down below.
We've got a machine shop at you know where. Model airplane making thing. This is a classic example, James, of an off-road Alfa Romeo. Notice the unique tire system. I'm going to get fired shortly. But the work that gets done here is exceptionally good. And that's don't go near it. This is it. This is it. They're going to restore it. We're going to restore.
We are.
And I get to fix the engine.
Yes, you do.
This is one of the best engines ever built. Straight six overhead valve. I think it's 216 inches. I don't remember. But there are probably almost as many of these as there were VW Bugs engines, which for a number of years was the most produced engine in the world. You're gonna hurt me for this one, aren't you? But I don't know. I haven't worked on one in years. I just wander around like a fart in a trance. Notice, takes a special tool to open the door, but the back, that doesn't open. I think I talked to you about this, James. That says it all. That says it all. And I gather is ammunition kept in the boxes and tear gas rounds. And this goes in and out. I tried to...
And you hang your badge here.
Yep.
When they give you a weapon.
When you get your weapon, you hang your badge. But the shells are not for spice boxes.
They're not for what?
Spice, little...
Spice rack?
Yeah. And this vehicle could be put to use in Milwaukee, Portland, Seattle, Chicago.
Well, that's why it's coming out of retirement.
I hope so. As I've told you before, James, I lucked out when I got this job. It's hard for me to really understand the difference between where I was and where I am. Am I here? I'm here. Anyway. I love these horns. They were made by Klaxon. You know where Klaxon is? It's also famous for fruitcakes. God, I can't wait. That's a Carter carburetor with variable mixture. Under this cover are rods, tapered rods that go into the main bearings. Ordinarily they're hanging down. When you hit the pedal, they jump up and the main bearings increase in size. Main jets get much bigger, much quicker. And then when the load is over with, they go back. I love it. And it looks like, yeah, they use power here. They got some interesting wire going on.
It had a lot of different uses over the years.
Yes, it did.
There were big floodlights on the top.
The siren is it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
and what did he do?
He gave me a message.
Oh, ditch the old guy. come back to this century. They're really all apart. Look at this. This is amazing.
We have a newly painted car in here too.
I'm the second oldest here, so careful.
What did he say?
He's the second oldest here.
Who is? I am. You're not old enough to vote, for God's sake.
Aaron, can I open this?
And get sucked inside. Holy cow.
That's bright.
Oh my God. Fire suppression, right?
Yep.
Air filters out the kazoo. The size of it.
It's quite an orange, isn't it?
It is orange, yes, it is. I believe that. Was that a BMW color?
I think for their taxi cabs in Germany, yeah. No, I'm just joking. It's called Colorado Orange.
What amazes me is the quality of the paint and how it's applied.
Well, Aaron's a very talented painter. Aaron, he's very talented.
I am impressed. I just, it's the dream, James. It's the dream. But
You gotta go.
I think the puddle is home. 11:47.
Perfect.
Thank you for the opportunity. And he'll get off my back now and stop bothering me? No, he's a good kid. That's the first time my wife tricked me, you know.
You're 1 for 1?
No, I was at the shop working, phone rings, come on home, I've made a great lunch. Well, you know what that means. So I got in the house, and there's a P&J sandwich in a paper bag on the thing, counter. I said, where are you? She said, up here. That was the end of that.